Time now for News Extra, and brought to you by Gering Civic Center. Here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. Our special guest today, Sheriff Mark Overman. We're going to talk about the Scotts Bluff County 2014 Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics. It's a little bit different this year, and that's the thing we want to plug, and the fact that the public can participate, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So first of all, welcome.
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning.
Good morning. All right. So the torch run is Saturday, May 17th. Tell us how people get registered. And again, this is a little bit different than previous years, right?
Yeah, and we actually have started this recently, but we're really pushing it this year. The fact that this is a community event. For years, we use law enforcement officers to run the torch across the state. And that has kind of changed over the last few years to turn this more into community events and get the public more involved. And so this is not just law enforcement. There will be law enforcement officers there. We want law enforcement officer to at least have a hand on the torch at all times because it's still the law enforcement torch run. But we want the community to come out and help us participate. You need to register, and there's no pre-registration. You just show up at the Scotts Bluff National Monument. Registration starts at 9:30 on Saturday morning, the 17th, in the Monument parking lot, and it's $15 to register, and that includes a T-shirt and lunch.
Yeah, and so you get a lot there, and it starts at the Monument parking lot, and then registration at 9:30, and the run begins at 10:30, and the course is 10K, which is. You say 10K, it sounds like a lot, but it's really just 6 miles, right?
Yeah, it's 6.2 miles. And, it's so it starts at the monument and then goes straight down the road into to Gering Main Street, and then straight up 10th Street and Broadway in Scotts Bluff, and we finish at Frank Park.
All right. And so it's downhill pretty much the whole way, right?
Pretty much.
For the most part.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's not difficult. And the other thing is if you can't run 10.2 or the full 10K, you don't have to. You can come and register. You can run part of the distance, drop out if you want to, or you can register and then drive over to Scotts Bluff if you want to and run the last bit. And then just have lunch with us and the Special Olympics athletes.
Yeah. What happens if you just wanted to walk it? You could do that too.
You could walk it. You're probably not going to have an escort, but you could walk it.
You can walk it.
You could walk it. You could bicycle it if you want to.
Yeah.
But the key thing here is that this is not a race. It's a run. It's a community event. Nobody's out to win anything, and so we don't run real fast. We don't have any big sprinters out there. We have some really good runners, real experienced runners, and they'll go at a decent pace.
Okay. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
With 20 years of legendary meeting success, high-speed wireless internet for 200 computers, Polycom video system on 5 jumbo screens, and the catering overachievers, the meat shop, cooking, you need to call. West Nebraska's premier multifunction facility for your next business meeting. Call 436-6888 or visit www.geringciviccenter.com. The Gering Civic Center, beyond marvelous.
Back on News Extra with Sheriff Mark Overman talking about the Scottsbluff County 2014 Law Enforcement Torch Run for the Special Olympics on Saturday, May 17th. Registration at the Monument parking lot at 9:30. The run begins at 10:30 and it goes all the way to Frank Park, where you have a nice lunch with some Runzas and chips and so forth. And there's other people helping out as well, right?
There is. In addition to Runza, we get donations, nice donations from Main Street Market, from Walmart. Pepsi's going to supply some drinks. Fresh Foods is helping us out, and Union Pacific Railroad is donating some water for us.
All right, cool. So once again, it's public participation, a little bit different this year. There's moved more toward that in previous years, but they're really focusing on that this year, that the public participates. And all this for Special Olympics. You have your big polar plunge Which is a big fundraiser. This is kind of a secondary fundraiser.
This is a secondary thing. This used to be the big fundraiser, but the Polar Plunge has really turned into a community event, and but this was really the event that started the law enforcement fundraising for Special Olympics, and that's why we do it. We raise money for Special Olympics.
All right. You can get more information on the website, right?
ScottsBluffCounty.org. Pretty simple. You go there on the front page. There is a link that says Law Enforcement Torch Run, and it's got our logo on it. And as soon as you click there, it'll give you a ton of information, a lot of contact numbers for our entire committee. We got a great committee that helps us out.
And it's just $15 to register. You get a shirt, lunch, all the activities that go with it.
Yeah, hard to beat, and you're helping out a really good cause.
Yeah. All right. So put it on your calendar. Special Olympics Law Enforcement Torch Run, May 17th. Registration starts at 9:30 at the monument. If you want more information, again, ScottsBluffCounty.org. It's readily visible there. You can hit the Law Enforcement Torch Run link and find out all about it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin.
You bet.